I'm leaving myself open to the fact that all my wrinkles are showing. So don't look at them, just listen to the story, okay? And if you see them, don't tell me about them later. Now, today I was kind of started off having a bad day, and I thought, I bet other people are having bad days too, and I thought, what about a fairy tale? That'll make us all feel good, won't it? So I got this really old book of fairy tales I have. I don't even know how old it is. Look how many pieces it's in. Bunch of them. And this one too. And it's really old, so I was thinking it might have some kind of icky parts in it like they do sometimes. But it was weird because I got to looking at it, and it has current day people in it. I was like, oh my gosh. But anyway, I'm going to read it to y'all just the same. This one is called Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, and Donald J. Trump. There was once a little mouse named Joe Biden, a little bird named Nancy Pelosi, and a sausage named Donald J. Trump, and they had formed a partnership. They had set up housekeeping and had lived for a long time in great harmony together. I can't see it, golly, I'm blind. The duty of the little bird, Nancy Pelosi, was to fly every day into the forest and bring home wood. The mouse, Joe Biden, had to draw water, light the fire, and lay the tablecloth, and the sausage, Donald J. Trump, was the cook. How often, when we are comfortable, we begin to long for something new. So it happened one day that Nancy Pelosi had met another bird in the road. She boasted to this bird of their happiness and friendship at home. The other bird replied scornfully, "What a poor little simpleton you are to work in the way you do, while Joe Biden and Donald J. Trump are enjoying themselves at home. When Joe Biden has lighted the fire and drawn the water, he can go and rest in his little room till he is called to lay the cloth. And Donald J. Trump can sit by the stove while he watches that the dinner is well cooked. And when the dinner time arrives, he devours 4 times as much as the others of broth or vegetables till he quite shines with salt and fat." Nancy Pelosi, after listening to this, came home quite disconcerted, and laying down her load, she seated herself at the table, ate so much, filled her crop so full, that she slept till the next morning without waking, and thought this was a happy life. But the next day, Nancy Pelosi objected to go and fetch wood, saying that she had been a servant long enough and that she had been a fool to work for them in this way. She intended at once to make a change and seek her living in another way. After this, although Joe Biden and Donald J. Trump were both in a rage, Nancy Pelosi was master and would have her own way. Ain't that the way it always is? So Nancy Pelosi proposed that they should draw lots, and the lots fell so that Donald J. Trump was to fetch the wood, Joe Biden was to be cooked, and Nancy Pelosi was to draw the water. Now, what was the consequence of all this? It's a fairy tale, so you know it can't be good. Donald Trump went out to get wood. Nancy Pelosi lighted the fire, and Joe Biden put on the saucepan and sat down to watch it till Donald J. Trump returned home with wood for the next day. But Donald J. Trump stayed away so long that Nancy Pelosi, who wanted a breath of fresh air anyway, went out to look for him. On her way, she met a German Shepherd dog who worked for the Border Patrol. This dog told her that, having met with Donald J. Trump and considering him as his lawful prey, he had eaten him up. Nancy Pelosi complained greatly against the dog for his conduct and called him a cruel and illegal robber who had gone against the Constitution and done something illegal by eating Donald J. Trump. "Well," said the dog, "Donald J. Trump had false papers with him, and therefore his life was forfeited to society. Nancy Pelosi, full of sorrow, flew home carrying the wood with her and related to Joe Biden what she had seen and heard. They were both very grieved, but quickly agreed that the best thing for them to do was to remain together. From that time, Nancy Pelosi undertook to prepare the table, and Joe Biden to roast something for supper and to put the vegetables into the saucepan, as he had seen the sausage do. But before he had finished his task, the fire burnt him up so terribly that he fell down and died. Joe Biden died. When Nancy Pelosi came home, expecting to find something to eat, Joe Biden was nowhere to be found, and the fire was nearly out. In alarm, Nancy Pelosi threw the wood here and there, cried out, and searched everywhere, but no Joe Biden. Meanwhile, a spark from the fire fell on the wood and set it in a blaze so that there was danger of the house being burnt. Nancy Pelosi ran in haste to the well for water. Unfortunately, she let the pail fall into the well, and being dragged after it, she sank into the water and was drowned. And all of this happened because one little bird listened to another who was jealous of the happy little family at home. And from being discontented and changing their arrangements, they all met with their death. Now, what do y'all think of that? And who's going to be in charge now? We might be in worse shape than ever. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Do you want me to come back again? Let me know.